You know when you're having one of those days where you know you look like shit, but you just can't be arsed to put on makeup? I'm having one of those days, but isn't my sweater adorable? I got it for 12 bucks from Forever 21. 12 bucks. Okay, so today is food prep day. I have been eating like absolute crap the past week, and I attribute that to not having food prepped last week. So I've been eating lots of snacks, pretty much no meals, and I can feel it in my body. So I figured I would film some of my meal prep. I will show you the items that I have in front of me, tell you my game plan, and take you along with me. Okay, so the two things that I don't really have a huge game plan for, that I pretty much just plan on throwing in a skillet, cooking, and whatever, is the Lara's lean beef. This is extra lean, so it's 96% lean, 4% fat. Let's see the stats on here. So for 4 ounces, which I believe they're talking about 4 ounces, 4 ounces raw, is 140 calories, 4.5 grams of fat, no carbs, and 23 protein. So those are excellent stats. And this, so I got that at Target. I also found this at Target, is the fajita seasoned chicken breast strips. Cooks on stovetop in 15 minutes. Great, that's what I will be doing. So for 4 ounces raw, it is 120 calories, 1 carb, none from fiber or sugar, and 22 grams of protein. So those are also excellent stats. So what I plan on putting together into some kind of a meal, mainly because it's easy to grab and portion, and I suck at eating vegetables when I don't do this, is this whole thing. So I have Trader Joe's light shredded mozzarella cheese here. I have Chobani Greek yogurt, which I use as like a sour cream, which some people don't agree with, but that's my favorite thing to do. I have some baby spinach here. I have boneless, skinless, organic chicken thighs, which I will also be hand trimming of all fat that I can remove. We have Wegmans center cut bacon, because bacon. That's just a random half onion that was in my fridge. We have sliced baby Bella mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Excuse me. We have artichoke hearts, which I need to thaw out a little bit more, but that shouldn't take that long. And then another one of my favorite things to do is to use a can of the 98% fat-free, either cream of mushroom or cream of celery or cream of chicken or whatever soup. So I haven't decided which one I'm going to use, or if I'm going to use it at all. So I'm not following a recipe. I will literally be throwing together a bunch of shit that I think sounds good together. Hopefully it turns out okay. I'll be throwing in some extra spices and stuff like that, and I will just take you along for the ride. So I decided to do taco seasoning with my ground beef. So I'm just browning it right now. It's almost all brown. Then I'm going to be draining it and adding 3/4 cup of water and this salt-free Mrs. Dash taco seasoning. Taco seasoning is usually really high in sodium. Even the reduced sodium one, when you use a whole packet, is kind of high. So, you know, use whatever you like, but that's what I am going to use. So this is all browned. Actually, because I used such lean beef, I actually don't even need to drain it. So I have my water ready. So I'm going to add my water. Like I said, that's 3/4 cup. And I'm going to add my taco seasoning. And if I feel like it needs some salt, I can always add a little bit separately. So there's that. But because I'm not going to be eating this alone, so I'll just put this in a Tupperware when it's done, and it will be basically 4 servings, and I'm going to be eating this as like a taco bowl, so probably putting it with some like shredded lettuce and salsa and maybe some guacamole or taco sauce, and that will have plenty of sodium in it. I'm talking about sodium from a taste standpoint and also from a retaining water standpoint. I know some people need to increase their sodium for various reasons, depending on the lifestyle that you live or whatever. But I do like to watch my sodium intake. So we all respect each other's lifestyle choices, right? Right. That's how we live on my channel. We're all respectful of each other's choices. Okay. So that is pretty much done. I can turn off the heat, and I am just going to be putting this, I'm going to let it cool down a little bit, and then I'm going to be putting it into a Tupperware, and that's just ready to go in the fridge and have me pull out a portion whenever I want. Alright, now since I'm #lazy, I am using the same pan, didn't even clean it out, and I put my fajita seasoned chicken in here. Figured I didn't need to clean it out because it's pretty much the same flavors that's going to be going on with the chicken that was with the beef. So yeah, this is pretty self-explanatory. I am literally just going to cook it in the saute pan. Make sure it's obviously cooked through thoroughly. I have a really bad habit of overcooking chicken just because I am always worried that it's not going to be cooked through, and that grosses me out for obvious reasons. So yeah, I'm literally just going to be cooking this in a skillet and putting it into a Tupperware when it's done. Alright, we have prep going for the main dish. I just have a splatter screen over my bacon so it doesn't get all over the cooktop here. But I am cooking up the full pound of bacon. I have a few strips over here. Then I roughly chopped 1.5 small onions. I roughly chopped 1 pint, I think it was, 1 container of the baby bella mushrooms, and then I also roughly chopped the whole frozen bag of artichokes in here. I'm warning you right now that I'm about to show you raw chicken, so if you don't like that, then maybe close your eyes. So I didn't show the trimming because I know people are weird about that, but this was almost 2 pounds of the boneless, skinless chicken thighs. As I trimmed it, I just put it into there. I'm gonna be cutting it into chunks. I probably removed a couple ounces of fat, so it's probably more like 1 3/4 pound of raw meat left there. So after I cook the whole pound of bacon, I am gonna pour off the majority of the fat, or as Tanya would say, bacon drippings. I can't say it as cute as her because I don't have her accent. I am gonna pour off the majority of it, but then whatever is left coated in the pan, I'm gonna use that to cook, like saute this mixture in, and I am gonna cook up the chicken. And I still haven't, and you know, the spinach over there. Do you like my tripod? Haven't really decided exactly the method to my madness yet, but you know, it'll all come together. My full pound of bacon is cooked. I poured off the bacon fat into a little bowl over there, and the pan is pretty much just lightly still coated in some crispy-fied bacon fat and a little bit of the liquid fat. So now I'm just gonna pour this into there and saute it for a little bit and maybe add a little bit more of the fat. We'll see. I'm also gonna add some chopped garlic, I think. So I did add a tablespoon of minced garlic. I did not add any more bacon fat. And I'm just gonna saute it for a little bit. I might cover it also for a little while, just so some of the steam coming up from the heat of the pan will help cook it through a little bit more. And also add a little bit of salt and pepper. That's cooked down enough, I think. So it was only like 7 minutes maybe. I'm just going to be putting it back into that bowl and cooking up the chicken thighs. I'm going to cut it into chunks and be cooking it in here. When I've made it in just like a casserole dish before, not this specific recipe, seeing as I'm not following a recipe, it's released a little bit too much moisture for my liking. So I'm going to be either partially or fully cooking the chicken and kind of like all of the pieces before I put it together in a casserole dish with, you know, the Greek yogurt and whatnot, spices, cheese. Yeah, so I'm going to be pretty much cooking all of that stuff before I mix it all together and actually put it in the oven, which I should probably preheat to 350 degrees. I have my chicken thighs, which I cut up into chunks in my frying pan. I also added 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of the bacon grease. I rough chopped my bacon and put it in this bowl, and I also rough chopped my thumb like into my nail. So yeah, that's fun, but you know, life is an adventure. Blood never hurt anyone. I mean, I don't think that's an actual thing, but yeah, this is how it's going so far. I'm not sure if I'm gonna regret adding the artichokes, because I think I already mentioned that there's a lot of strong flavors going in here. I think it may have been better without the artichokes. Clearly I haven't eaten it yet, but like on second thought, I may have left the artichokes out and let kind of like the bacon, mushroom, onion thing be the star of the show. So this is just gonna keep cooking for a little while, and then I'll show you the next step. I transferred everything into a bigger bowl, which means more dishes for me, but it's just gonna be easier when I mix in the Greek yogurt. So this is a 2-cup container. I'm probably gonna end up using the whole thing, but I'm going to start out by spooning in probably about 3/4 and adding some seasonings and seeing how that goes. I decided not to use any of the condensed soups. I never professed, by the way, this is garlic powder. I never professed to be a professional at this or be good at this, but people have requested food prep videos from me, so I'm showing you my process. It doesn't really make sense. It doesn't always turn out great. Sometimes I have to season things after they're fully prepared. That was onion powder, by the way. But yeah, this is how I do it. I'm gonna grab a bigger spoon. Hold on a second. And I'm going to just mix this all together. I think I'm gonna have to use the whole container of Greek yogurt, but we'll see. I don't want to use more than I need to, but because it's fat-free, I know that it's going to be producing more liquid than like a full-fat version. So this actually might be plenty. Yeah, I think this is gonna be good, actually. And now I have to decide whether I want to mix the cheese in, or if I want to do it on top, or if I want to do half and half. I think half and half sounds good. Okay, so that ended up being about 1.5 cups of Greek yogurt. As you saw, I completely eyeballed the seasonings. I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. Because this is all cooked, I can actually taste it now. I would definitely leave out the artichoke next time because I feel like the flavors are kind of butting heads right now. Not in a bad way, but it's just like I would prefer the bacon, of course, to be the star of the show. And I feel like the artichoke is kind of competing with the bacon right now. I also decided not to put in the spinach. I felt like that was just too much. Next time, though, I would put in spinach and take out artichoke. I feel like spinach is, I guess, to some a strong flavor, but I think that would go better with bacon. I am going to add some salt and pepper to this and add in some cheese, I think. So let me grab the cheese. This is not a full bag. I have taken out, I think 2 servings out of this, and this bag has 12 servings, so I'll see. I am gonna use the rest of this bag though. So we'll mix in that amount and reserve the rest for the top. I'm not using any fancy salt or pepper or anything, it's just regular, and you know, making sure not to over salt anything. And I love cracked pepper, so obviously do it to your taste, but I'm adding a lot. All right, so now I'll mix in some cheese. And I just want to make sure it's well mixed. And my oven is preheated to 350 degrees, so I'm going to toss this in a casserole dish and top it with cheese, and I'll show it to you then. So I just spread the mixture into a, I think this is a 9 by 13 casserole dish, I think. Even layer, and now I'm just gonna take the rest of the cheese and sprinkle it on top. So I think that I'm probably just gonna bake this for half an hour. Maybe for the last 5 minutes, I'll put it under the broiler to get it nice and like crispy on top. We shall see. But yeah, I will show you guys the finished product, and I will, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to figure out the stats on my FitnessPal, because I don't know how many servings this is gonna make, probably 8 to 10. So I will try to figure that out, and we will show you the end. And this is the finished product. I actually didn't need to put it under the broiler at all. This bubbling and crispifying stuff all happened at 350 for half an hour. You should smell this. It smells so bomb right now. Sorry, I stick my head in there, but it's so good. Smells so good. I haven't tasted it yet. I'm really not hungry right now. But if it smells that good, I have a feeling it's going to taste really good. So I did put it into my FitnessPal for 10 servings. I took a screenshot of it, and I will try to post the picture of the actual stats, the full stats, in my FitnessPal at the end. But I can tell you that for 1 serving, when you split this up into 10 servings, it's 225 calories, 9.3 grams of fat, 6.2 carbs, 2.1 from fiber, and 1.7 from sugar, so about 4 grams of net carbs, and 29.8 grams of protein. So I'd say that's pretty fucking good. So hopefully it tastes as good as it smells. I hope you guys enjoyed this food prep thing with me, and apologies for not showing my face throughout, but you guys saw the beginning, so you know what's going on here. So